Hey there, YouTube. Jazzy Nylon back again. It's been a good week. It's been a good week. So basically, I have changed up everything with my practicing again. Really was inspired by. I'm just going back to my notes here. HowToPracticeGuitar.com, and he's on YouTube. And I was looking at his videos, and in his videos he was saying how like practicing those long hours really was kind of a red herring or a misnomer, and people may have practiced that time just because things might have been kind of inefficient, and that what you want to do is you want to have like get a lot of progress in a short amount of time. So similarly to, like, let's say if you had something to do, like, I don't know, taking out the trash, like you can go and take the trash out fairly quickly. But then if you're kind of lazy about it, it can take you longer than the 5 minutes to take out the trash because you're like, I don't think I want to do that, and you do something else and do something else. So that's kind of was his philosophy, was your focus. You need to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then just do that. And then if you do it, you'll progress. But you always want to move the needle. So you want to do things that are moving your needle, and getting you towards what your goals were. So in my instance, with the left hand stuff that I showed you guys, and the right hand and the tremolo, those were nice techniques, and those are ones I'm definitely going to come back to. But my main goal was to develop my fretboard visualization and awareness and be able to move up and down the fingerboard. And yeah, and I mean, playing 3 note, 2 note, and 4 note tremolos, and stretching exercises really doesn't help me achieve that goal. So I had to cut all that stuff out. So now what I'm doing is I realized that in order to play the way I want to play, I'm still taking autumn leaves as my base. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn the diatonic seventh arpeggios. I'm going to try and play those intervallically, as opposed to just playing them straight up and down to create some interest. I like that sound, so that's going to be me. And yeah, get that up and down the neck. Then I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna apply it to the 2-5-1, the major. Then I'm gonna go through and then I'm gonna learn the melodic minor diatonic seventh chords. In this particular case, is gonna be based off of G melodic minor, and I'm gonna apply that to the minor 2-5. And then I'm going to put the two together and play it up and down the neck so I can have the visualization of the fretboard to be able to move up and down the neck how I see fit. Because another thing I did was I took some advice that people have said and recorded myself. So when I look back and saw it, when I would try to play in one position, the lines, they would sound okay, but when I would venture into playing up and down the neck and just letting the phrases fall how they may, it sounded better. It sounded fluid, and the lines were more interesting than trying to stay in one position. So that's my ultimate goal, is to play the guitar up and down the neck and not necessarily be stuck in a position, because I don't know where the notes are or don't feel comfortable in certain areas of the neck. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. I did continue to practice the chord melody stuff because I still am learning the elevators, so that I can comp and put that type of playing, in my playing. So I'm still working on that, and I still applied that to Autumn Leaves. So the next part of that was I was supposed to play like from bass note and melody, but just add like another note in there to kind of flesh out the chords, and then adding in a more full chord, so it'd be like drop twos. So then by doing that, what I learned was I naturally fell upon and learned a drop 2-4 voicing, which was like 2 notes on one string, you skip a note, and then 2 notes on the next string. In my case, typically, I guess you can look at it as like the root and the fifth, or on two adjacent strings, either on like the E string and the A string, or the A string and the D string, and then you skip a string, and then the next two strings would have the third and the seventh on there. So it came about naturally. I've been trying to learn drop 2-4s, but they would never stick. And now I know why. It's because I really didn't have a use for them or a need. And it was just you know, it goes back to that practicing again, to where it's just, you kind of just do things and you get frustrated because you don't see them coming out and you're playing, but then it's because there's not a need for it. So like if I'm playing all these, like let's say I'm on the diminished scale and I'm doing all these diminished patterns and whatnot, but the songs that I'm playing don't call for that, then of course I'm gonna forget it and it's not gonna stick. So yeah, I mean this is big thing. So like he was also saying in that video, it wasn't necessarily a vertical movement, meaning I've gotten faster, which is what I would like to do, like in my playing technique. But it was a more horizontal, so I got deeper, I got wider, and I understand things, because you do have to get the right mindset when you approach these, because you can still put in, let's say if you did practice 10 or 12 hours, but if I practice 10 and 12 hours on, like let's say trills and whatnot and stretching exercises, I'm still not going to be able to see the fingerboard any better. So that'd be 10, 12 hours wasted, you know? So yeah, I'm excited about this new change and to see where I'm going. And then this is the process of practicing. What you do is you try something, you see what it is, and you have to adjust and see where that takes you. And you have to be fluid. One thing he said also in one of the videos was talking about a schedule versus a routine, and how I had a routine where, like, yep, I'm gonna do these left hand exercises, I'm gonna do the right, I'm gonna do the synchronization, and then somehow that's just gonna get me to my goal. Whereas having a schedule and sitting down and saying, well, no, I want to be able to see the fingerboard. So what do I need? Well, I need some tools to play up and down the fingerboard. So let me get these seventh chords, because that's what I use, and that's the sound that I like. So then once I get that up and down the neck, that's gonna move me towards my goal. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna still work on, like I said, Autumn Leaves. So I'll put that up there. I also put in some clips of me playing in this one position. But it's gonna be I try and show you guys how I was thinking about things a little bit differently. So playing in C to F to B flat to E flat. But then I was also working on extending that out, and then maybe playing E flat or G minor over the C, and then A minor 7 flat 5 over F, and then G and D over B flat. So far it's just in one position because I made this change mid-week and didn't really get a chance to flesh it out more, but this is the progression I'm going to go in. So then in the next video, it should have some more linear stuff with me playing up and down the fingerboard, which, like I said, it's going to get me to my goal. So this will apply to life in general as well. As like, if you have a goal, you need to do things that's going to move the needle to get you towards your goal, and not focus on things that don't help your bottom line, which is getting you towards whatever that goal is that you set for yourself. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the clips, and let me know what you think. All right. Oh, well, that should be. Uh, Now with that one, you can see how it was filling out more. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. And then now here's the one with the more fleshed out chords. So then again. So you see drop 2. But then here's this. Is that drop 2/4. 1, 2, skip this note. No. Now this one here is going to be this drop 3. Because you got one note here, skip a note, and then on the G, B, E string got notes of the chord. Now, one thing when it comes to playing and then playing it this way, what I've come to see is it's opened up my, like I said, the fretboard knowledge. So then being down up here, that's that same note. You have to figure out, because that's going 5, 1 to that G. So you have this G here, you can harmonize it. That's the same note there. And that's the same note there. But I already have a nice lush one I can play. Or like there. Have options, and then that's what with figuring this out is kind of giving me is helping me see the fingerboard and fretboard better, and to see, oh, okay, this is why I see people when they play they kind of jump around, especially on classical guitars, because one of the frustrating things is that you do have these notes that are the same and in different areas, but then it allows you different techniques and phrases that you can use in different voicings. So yeah, that's cool. Alright, so here we are with the first 8 bars of Autumn Leaves. So with that one, I hope you can hear it, but the lines sound better. And they sound better because I can see the notes better than I did like in the last video. So I can see, and then what I'm trying to do is like kind of skip around a little more. So with this, so hopefully you can hear the changes in my playing, which is the goal. Because you do want it to sound like it's going somewhere and not just a bunch of meandering to where it's like. So it's like it's ambiguous because it's still all the same notes. The ones that don't have the same notes in it, I mean, would be really the 5 chord playing at the super Locrian, and then the G melodic minor. Because then this is when that E isn't native to B flat major, and neither is that F sharp. And then of course in the super low. But then when you're playing though, as you heard, hopefully, you could hear. So what I've learned is that by being able to spell out the changes, it gives you a strong sense of melody and a strong pull, and your lines are strong. So then by doing that, that'll then help you to play out. So then when you're playing out, you need to be clear as to the tonalities that you're going to play. So yeah, so that's what I've stumbled upon. It's just like, man, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Knowledge, you acquire truth. Understanding is you comprehend the truth, so you know what's going on, and then wisdom is the application of the truth. And I'm starting to get more wisdom because, I mean, going into these things naturally, I'm starting to see, okay, this is why you do this. This is why you play these chord tones and whatnot. And then when I go to want to play like a, but then play like E flat over time. You hear it? That sounds different than. Oh. Or it's different sounds because you can hear it, because then you're emphasizing those notes as opposed to just. So yeah, good stuff. Now, as I was playing, I was getting excited, and then because it was sounding good, so I wanted to skip around and do more. But you know, the technique is it's starting to limit me. So I'm gonna have to find out how I'm going to get faster, but still remain comfortable and relaxed in both hands. So yeah, so I can play these skips, but I think it's just gonna be, man, you just gotta take it one step at a time. So I'm just gonna have to loop it and just play, you know. So just put that on and just. chair, it was a little more comfortable as I can skip around a little more, but not try to skip around too much to where, you know, I'm trying to grab for everything. But, you know, that's also part of it, man. It's just, I like to push, you know, I don't want to stay comfortable. I want to see what else can I do and to push myself. So yeah, man. So that's it. Yeah, I'll see y'all next week, man. Hopefully y'all have a good one. Take care.